Snappydude, and today we are going to talk about two things. First, the Day 1 patch notes for Gigantic Rampage Edition, and secondly, I'm just going to give my general thoughts on, and rambles on how I feel about the game after it's been out for a couple of days. So, known issue number 1. Asia server issues. They are currently aware of Asia server issues, and they are working to address them as quickly as possible. These patch notes are terrible. They spelled quickly with a W instead of a Q. Wow. Off to a strong start with Gigantic Rampage Edition. Unkillable bots. Bots who replace players in matchmaking become unkillable and will try to attack both teams. That's a fun issue. The bot AI in this game is terrible anyway. Having played a bunch of bot games before the game came out on the like build that you could launch, they're so bad. A lot of times they just like sit on like a specific point until you trigger them with some action. So I don't know how like a full bot on bot game would even work in this game, because I don't think the bots would do anything. I don't think they would attack each other. It seems like they're only really triggered by like human like action, because only humans apparently have enough brains to walk to the other points. But anyway, unkillable bots will be fixed in a future hotfix. Currently, there is no option to manually quit out of custom matches. While we are working on a solution, please quit by closing the game application. That's kind of a dumb thing. Like, you think that would be one of the first things, like, I don't know, getting into and out of a game seems like something that's pretty basic. But I can deal with it. Not that many people are going to be playing custom games anyway, so let's just get over it. In some cases, players might encounter waiting for unknown matches while queuing. Please leave the queue and re-queue. Yeah, this is probably the only kind of annoying bug that I've really ran into, is occasionally if you are in a searching for a game, sometimes if the other players don't all hit ready and you hit ready, but then you get kicked back because somebody else didn't hit it, you'll just queue for like ever. I don't know if that's the exact situation they're talking about, but it definitely happens, and you just fix it by restarting the queue. It takes less than a second. Bug fixes. UI resetting during hero select when an ally locks in their hero. That's fixed. Fixed a way too lenient dodge input, leading to lots of unintentional dodges. Fixed T-Mots, Firecracker upgrade, applying cracked armor on non-burning targets. That's a big one, because I know a lot of people had an issue with that. It was making T-Mot like really overpowered, because cracked armor is like a pretty big deal in the game, and T-Mot being able to apply it to literally everyone she hits with her missiles is way OP. Fixed Ashling's summoning Circador underground. I've never even heard of this one, but it's amusing to me. It doesn't surprise me that much, really, because I know there's some issues with Beckett's grenades I've had since launch, where sometimes they'll catch and do weird shit, and same with Mozu's teleport. Sometimes it catches on weird shit. And I know that's a lot of Unreal 3 stuff, and some of it can be fixed and some of it can't, and some of it could be fixed with like a lot of effort, and we probably won't see that stuff fixed. But like, I know Beckett's grenades, I mean, they were kind of wonky in the old game, but they seem a little bit wonkier now, and I'm assuming it's a similar issue. I'm assuming it's some kind of targeting, like activating the skill issue type thing. Fixed Oru's hat visually being pulled into the sky. Oh, I saw that one. His like hat would just stretch up into the sky infinitely. It was kind of funny. I kind of wish they'd left that one in. Added back the green arrow on Uncle Sven's and Voden's jump boost area. Yeah, that should have never been taken off to begin with. It was just dumb. It's a good UI thing. It's nonsensical in the sense of, yeah, it doesn't look like it needs to be there, but it's something that it's a player UI thing, and it helps game flow, and it helps players who might not necessarily know what said skill is be like, oh, a green arrow, that's friendly. Jump pad, okay, let me walk into this and see what it does. Fixed Margrave's leap jumping weirdly high. Okay, I mean, that's also cool. You don't want him jumping, like, off the map. It sounds cool to see, but I don't think it was... I'm assuming it was not... I'm assuming it was doing some weird shit. Fixed trip teleporting far away when using her focus skill on Gren's weak spot. And many more. Who wrote this? It's like they gave this to an intern, and he just did like a once pass over it. Like, he didn't even run it through spell check, obviously, because that top part where it says quickly. Let's see. Now we're down to the balancing stuff. General, they reduced the stamina cost of jump attacks from 25 to 15. Beckett, her smart grenades, they removed the push on those. Tear gas grenades, they added a cancel on a direct hit. And they also added lingering fumes the day's 1 second on direct hit. So that's cool. It makes those tear gas grenades a little bit more useful. Imani, I was expecting more debuffs on Imani, because I think it was pretty widely considered that her, Sven, and Tiamat were like the primo S tier characters coming out of beta. And so I really expected we'd see a lot more reductions in her stuff. But she gets some good ones, but she also slightly reduces damage, fall off distance. So that's good. Combat Sniper reduced attack speed bonus from 20% to 10%. That's probably the biggest one on here. It doesn't say the fall off damage and how much it was reduced in distance. Otherwise, maybe that one's bigger. But this one is a 20% down to a 10%. That's a pretty big drop. That's like it's literally cut that in half for the attack speed bonus. Reduced days duration on skill 3 from 1 second to half a second. So not the biggest thing there. And skill 3 talent, reduced damage reduction from 50% to 30%. That's also a pretty big drop. So again, not surprising. Imani was widely considered like way OP. HK skill 3 cooldown from 12 seconds to 13. I'm assuming that's how that read. So I guess that's a buff. Let's see. Woo skill 3 talent now changes pull into a 1 second daze instead of extending the range. That's actually good. I agree with that. Woo's pull ability, it's cool. I like him having it. I don't want it gone. But when it has a really long range, he can do some crazy shit with it. And maybe extending its range wasn't the best option for an upgrade for that ability. Zandora, all of her aura skills got a range increase from 5 meters to 7 meters. And all of the durations of her auras went from 3 seconds to 4 seconds. This is a big deal. Zandora was also, I think in the community poll, Zandora was polled as the second lowest character after Granny, as far as the community tier list for the beta. So I kind of did expect her to get some buffs. And she has increased focus gain by 20%, which is a huge freaking deal. Taito, he's going to get a focus modification here. Added cancel on hit. So his focus now has added cancel on hit. Trip, skill 3, added cancel on hit. Zenobia, skill 3, added cancel on hit. And then finally we have Tiamat, who again was the other like super S tier character. I'm surprised we don't have anything in here for Sven, but both the other S tier characters seem to have been addressed at least a little bit. Skill 1 for Tiamat, they increased damage fall off. Max damage went from 50 to 40. And at max distance went from 50% down to 25. Skill 1's Firecracker reduced cracked armor duration from 2 seconds to 1. Skill 2 slightly reduced homing of missiles, making it a bit easier to avoid them. Skill 3, Booster Pack, reduced move speed buff from 15% to 10%. Skill 3, Defense Boost, reduced armor buff from 10 to 5. And finally, Focus, reduced damage by 20% on her focus. Those are all some pretty big cuts in both Timon and Imani. I think that's the biggest takeaway from this patch. Like I said, I'm surprised we didn't see Sven. I think it was a lot more important for Timon, though, because Timon didn't get any balance patches last time, because she came out literally at the end, and they basically just kind of shoehorned her onto the game. She didn't even have character art when you went. If you picked her for a match and you loaded up with her, it just was a default silhouette. It didn't actually have anything. So she got no love, she got no care, she got no fixins after the fact that she was added, and even the fact that she was added, she probably could have used a little bit more love before she was added. So that's all cool. So let's go on to topic 2. So I decided to split this video into 2 parts. So if you want to check out my thoughts on the first week of Gigantic's release, please check out the part 2 of this video. It'll be titled something like My Thoughts on the First Week of Gigantic Rampage Edition. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the match above. It was really fun. I went like 11-3 or something with Beckett. But anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. Hopefully I see you next time aboard the Airship Hopium. I am your humble captain, Snappydude. Have a great day, y'all. Have a wonderful life.